Welcome to the channel. Presented by the Beeline Entertainment, LLC. Enjoy the show.
People, what's good? Yo, check it out. Welcome to the Beeline ENT, LLC. What we got for you? First off, we got the Beeline Web Show on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, talking a little of everything. Then we got Straight Through the Road, STR, baby, Wrestletalk, where we talk all things pro wrestling. Next up, we got the Show Off Show, that's right, the Beeline ENT Entertainment. And then on Sunday nights, we going live on the line with that group panel discussion. Check us out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. Head on over to YouTube and subscribe. Also, pick up some merch. The Beeline ENT LLC. Let's go. People, check it out. We got something brand new coming to you. Hey, you want to laugh? Well, guess what? If you do, it's going to be a problem for you because this is the Last Laugh Challenge. That's right. Grab your crew and come on through and see who has the last laugh, last. You get it. Anyway, coming soon.
WTW Wrestletalk Wednesdays.
That's right. Get with me, Brian B., as well as buzzing with Marlowe's very own Warren Marlowe, the American prodigy. And you see him, your man from the 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels. That's right, we the commission talking that Wrestletalk Wednesday nights, 5 p.m. live. Yeah, be there, subscribe, follow, like, share, get at us. Commission, baby. Look, mama, I fucking made it! I'm on the Billboard! Album out now, y'all. Go get that shit. My album is out right now. Look at the Billboard, man. Look at the Billboard, man. We taking them.
Excuse me. Hey, how you doing? I want to introduce myself. My name is Tyree. Nice to meet you. I get nervous every time I see you. I think you're an angel. I already know your name. I paid attention for a while and noticed no ring on your finger. Damn. Hoping you're single. Yeah. I know you'll see me watching you.
Stacked. You can whisper behind my back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you.
Get more W. That Gentlest energy drink mix that's going to power you through your gaming, content creation, whatever you're doing, is there for you. Enter that promo code BrianB, and get 10% off your order today. Get more W, get more power.
Yes, you are, yes, you are, yes, you are the only one, 'cause there's something special about you.
Listen, it happens, right? That mic is muted, man. I don't know. It seems like a curse almost. All right, let's bring one more. We got one more with us. Hey, we got Lay with us. What up, Lay?
What's up?
Yeah, listen, it happens, man. Listen, I don't know. Somebody had an issue with their mic a couple weeks ago, and they told me the story about it. And I was like, yeah, I remember I used to do that all the time. And now all of a sudden, every damn show I got a mic issue or whatever. But that's life. Y'all just saw me be animated and dance. I was just saying, it's WTW. I'm in a good mood. I feel good. We talking free talk tonight. But introducing the SCR Nation right here, baby. We doing big things. Check it out. We got Lay in the room. We got Slim in the room. Slim Jefferson. I love doing the real shit. What's good, y'all?
What's up, man? What's up?
Doing big things, man. Really appreciate you guys coming on tonight. Who we got in the room? Oh, somebody here. Yo, first time viewer. Thank you guys so much for support. Hopefully you guys is interested in what we talking about. Hey, listen, Beeline, I want to shout you guys out real quick because I gotta be dead honest. I was checking the numbers for the Straight Through the Ropes, and man, you guys are really tuning in. I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying the conversation. Last week's episode is one of the most viewed episodes I've ever had for Straight Through the Ropes. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. All the pay-per-views, we're gonna do recaps, we're gonna do predictions, we're gonna do even fantasy booking if you guys are down. I would love to start doing that as well. And we're gonna be talking about some new segments that we have coming to the show tonight. As you know, wrestling is a little slow right now, as far as WWE and things like that. We do have a pay-per-view we're going to discuss with NXT this weekend and some stuff going forward. Like, I know Slim been dying to talk about that WrestleFest. What is it? Wrestle Kingdom?
Wrestle Kingdom's coming up, man.
Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about all this stuff, man. Giant fans. Let's check out Lay real quick. Look, Lay got the old school. He got the golden era stuff going on. What up, Lay?
I love 80s wrestling. It's like my niche, so I had to represent. But I don't want nobody to think that I'm biased because I got my boy with me too. These and like forever,
bro.
Right?
You remember them Wrestle Buddies, man? Like you was talking about, Slim. You was going to town on Wrestle Buddies.
That takes me to my childhood incarnate, man. Just like I think I remember getting that on a Christmas day and just being like the happiest kid in the world, bro. Like it, yeah. Like when as soon as she brought it out, just like childhood memory unlocked, man. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I remember, man. We used to. I was definitely that kid that used to have all the action figures, man. I used to get action figures whenever any movie came out or anything like that. And wrestling was no different. I had everybody, bro. I think we were talking about this at one point, but I have the old wrestling ring, the red, white, and blue ropes, and yeah, I know I had Hulk Hogan. I think I had Ultimate Warrior too, the two Wrestle Buddies. Yeah, we used to destroy them, man. I wish I still had all that stuff. I was too reckless though.
Right now.
Yeah, they probably be worth a little money, right?
I wonder. His voice box doesn't work anymore. But as you can see, I kept him in good condition. He's not beat up or anything like that.
You weren't elbow dropping him off the roof of your house and stuff. Having acid matches.
But nothing serious. Like Hogan with me, because I went back and forth. So Hogan kind of dated some of my diva dolls, so that's what I had going.
Doing big
my
things.
Hogan was a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, not in real life. That wasn't true. Yeah, Hulk Hogan. We're gonna have Lay's segment tonight. As you guys know, if you saw last week, is Beyond the Canvas, and she's gonna introduce us to a new feud. Go introduce it there, Lay.
Yeah. Well, you want me to do it now?
No, not yet. We just who's the topic? Who's the rivals for tonight?
Well, if you couldn't guess, we're gonna snap into a feud that just boggles. It's like my Roman Empire, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. Like the layers are crazy.
That's a big one. That's a big one. I used to know a lot about that back in the day. Hopefully I can remember a decent amount. I do have a clip for us to watch from it as well. I believe I uploaded it, but we'll find it on TikTok or something like that later. But how's everybody doing, man? Everybody had a good Wednesday?
Yeah.
Do you guys does it kind of amp you guys up? Knowing that you're gonna get on and talk some shit later in the day, kind of give you something to look forward to throughout your day?
Yeah.
It's exciting, man, especially when it's like a big pay-per-view afterwards, I'd be ready to talk it with you guys just to gain everybody's interest and see if anybody has any different opinions on matches. So
Yeah,
it's
for
a
sure.
blessing, man.
Yeah. I really enjoy that too, because it's kind of like when you watch a movie. You know what I mean? Like you watch a movie and you literally, you can't wait to tell somebody whatever happened, or if you liked it, if you didn't like it, to see their opinion on it or whatever. The same thing, man. Or you watch a fight or whatever. It's the same thing. Yeah, you saw it and you got knocked out. I'm like, yeah, I saw that shit. You see it? Motherfucker? You said you're gonna win. But yeah, wrestling is kind of like a little slow right now. The one thing I do like is that we get the chance to watch SmackDown, and then we get the chance to watch Raw, and then we come on Wednesday and we can, talk about what happened. Yeah, we got some new feuds that seems like they're kind of stale right now. Like, it seems like everything is just kind of like blending into whatever it's doing. The one new thing that I saw coming out this week that they didn't really make a lot of progress on Raw tonight, or on Raw on Monday, was the Shinsuke and Cody thing, man. I'm actually really interested in what's going forward with Shinsuke and Cody. How do y'all feel about that feud they trying to build?
I
I
was
like it.
shocked.
Are you shocked about it?
Yeah, when he turned on Cody and hit him with the mist, I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah, it's something new though. That's something that it's a lot of stuff that's not really. Yeah, it's
I know
new.
you
So
did a recycled storyline, so I know you were looking forward to that.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm tired of the same old thing, man. And this is something I wanted to talk about tonight as well. Like, it's so much going on. We actually on commission talks. I try to really separate the shows. Like, we have different segments and stuff like that. But this is something I wanted to kind of piggyback off of tonight. We did a segment on Swerve Strickland. And as you guys know, I'm not like the biggest AEW fan, but yes, you listen. I listen every day. I'm doing that shit every day. I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, Swerve Strickland is somebody that I'm definitely watching. My eyes is completely open to. Right now, my first time watching him was on Full Gear, but I've heard of him in NXT and everything like that in the previous. But this guy is like, in my opinion, painting a picture for how to build somebody, man. Like, just every characteristic, every angle, like his character, his demeanor, his song, like, everything is just showing what you can do properly to give somebody a proper push, a proper build, and build interest. And that's what I'm feeling about it. Now, in saying that all about him, when I saw Shinsuke's heel turn, I literally felt the same kind of way. Like, I was like, wait a minute. The feel is different with this guy now. He's been here, and maybe he's been wasted potential since he's been here. He's had a couple runs. He's won a Royal Rumble, but he hasn't done much. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had a couple of matches here and there, but he hasn't done much. He's been paired with fucking Rick Bull. Like, shit doesn't even make sense. But it's like Shinsuke heel turn recently, before the Seth Rollins, engagement, like, it was fucking phenomenal in my opinion, man. And I just feel like they're stalling it. Like they should be elevating, but they're kind of just slowly just holding it. Slim, how do you feel about the progression with WWE's? We'll keep it at WWE for now. How they're building their superstars.
I think it's frustrating sometimes with the E, because it's like this weird give and take relationship of who they push and how they push them a certain way. Like, sometimes you can see it coming a mile away. Other times it's kind of like you're surprised when they push somebody. Like when we first got introduced to somebody like Rhea Ripley, and she started off in NXT UK, and she just had like the blonde hair. She was tall, still had the rock star look. But if you look at her early times in developmental, she was almost like a carbon copy of Charlotte Flair at the time when she first started.
Long blonde hair and everything.
Yeah, like she had like a whole blonde hair thing. So, you fast forward to when she became, I believe, the first ever NXT UK women's champion, started separating herself. You can see a powerhouse. And then, when she gets moved to the States and, she has those feuds with Bianca and the EO and goes over in NXT, it's like, okay, you know, we're seeing the momentum. And then to me, um, to me, her WrestleMania match, not in a bad way, was overshadowed by how good Sasha and Bianca were that year,
That's
because
interesting.
she
That's
beat
interesting.
Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship, and not in a bad way. A lot of people may not remember that just because of the great performance that Sasha and Bianca gave that same weekend.
Yeah.
But then you can see like how they pushed her to be this, you know, this gothic badass. And then when she came in with Edge and got took it under his wing, and then slowly started becoming what I consider the leader of the Judgment Day, mommy, like that
Yeah.
was a full thing. Do you know, like how smart is it to take a concept like, you know, I'm your poppy with Eddie Guerrero and flip it to I'm your mommy with Dom and everything? Like, you know, that's a good evolution of a superstar.
Yeah.
But you look at somebody like, you know how they're just now getting it right with somebody like Chad Gable, you know, and Gable was the victim of, like, you know, he was in a good tag team NXT um, with Jason Jordan. Unfortunately, Jason Jordan got hurt with a serious neck injury, and
Yeah.
then they didn't know what to do with Chad Gable for a while, because, you know, Chad Gable is probably one of the most athletic people they have on
Yeah.
that roster.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that.
He's just, you know, ferociously undersized compared to most people. And, you
Yeah.
know, before we switch for this Endeavor Triple H era, you know, besides Daniel Bryan and maybe Kofi Kingston, Vince ain't pushing no small guy like that. Like,
That's
you got to
true.
really, you literally had to punch through the glass ceiling and spray paint your name at the top for him to get for him to get to notice you.
Yeah.
So I think the frustrating thing is with, you know, the E is just like, you know, we want fresh new superstars. We want people to get pushed. It's just the way that they are getting pushed. Like you said with Swerve, like, not to, you know, I would never make fun of anybody getting fired, but him getting let go by the WWE was honestly like one of the best things for him.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah. And we've seen
because
that multiple times with different people, you know, whether it be Swerve, whether it be Drew McIntyre, remember Drew, whether it be Cody Rhodes, you know what I'm saying? Like there's been a lot of people who have been, you know, able to fully, you know, reinvent themselves. We were even talking about Matt Cardona, you know, a couple of shows back, you know, fully reinvent themselves. How you feel, Lay, you feel like, you know, the same kind of, um, you know, as far as WWE establishing their talent, you know, the next big thing.
I gotta agree with Slim on a lot, especially now that we're going from that Vince McMahon big bulky guy era to, I think it was Randy Orton that I read about today that said like having Triple H being over creative now is one of the best things for everyone in the bag. He
Mm,
like commended Triple H on how fair he is when it's coming up with pushing talent, letting current talent spend time with their families, different things
mm,
like that. And
yeah.
I think because Triple H was in that world inside of the ring, he can create concepts that Vince maybe couldn't have grasped or was afraid to grasp. I don't
Yeah.
know if just he was stuck in that box of 80s 90s raw. Okay, we push it to the edge. Now we're back to PG-13. So I'm trying to figure out. I'm not sure what it was because for a while, WWE, the storylines and things, they did slow down. And then you got a pop of refreshment with Bray Wyatt, for example, and the Wyatt family, and
Yeah.
then the Fireflies and I really think Triple H though is going to, once he gets all the way in, because you can tell he's still getting into that
Yeah. Gonna
creative.
find his place. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so too.
I think once he gets in and gets solidified, the storylines and all of that's going to be phenomenal because he already has the back behind him.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any wrestler yet complain about Triple H or, oh, I can't do this, like the things that you would hear in the back when it came to Vince.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
stark difference.
You want to know what was really crazy to me? One time I was listening to and just to state like a Beeline once again. This is like we're just having kind of like an open conversation about some different wrestling topics we want to talk about tonight. We do have a couple of things. I'm glad you actually said that, Ray, because I did want to pull up a couple of things that Randy Orton was saying on Impulsive. He was the latest member. I actually really enjoy. I really enjoy his interaction with the wrestlers. He has really good conversation with them. But I wanted to damn, I forgot what the hell I was about to say. But about Triple H, running the creative and stuff. That's what I was gonna say. I had heard this thing one time when I was driving, it was on YouTube, and it was like a collection of people who were like, not feeling Triple H, not fucking with him at all. And one of the people, which shocked the shit out of me, or two people, was Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. And they were talking about him like hard as shit. Like, yo, yeah, if I ever see that motherfucker, I'll punch him in his big ass nose. And like they were saying stuff. I don't know what it was, but I guess I've heard a lot of people say Triple H used to really like kind of kiss ass with the whole McMahon family and stuff like that.
Well, I heard like you said, just going through watching YouTube when the whole interview with it was him and the Undertaker talking about when he pursued Stephanie and it came out that they were dating. He said that there was a lot of tension in the back, and the Undertaker even attested to him, like, yeah, I had to talk some people down from like kicking Triple H's tail because I don't know if he just went on terrible or some of the wrestlers just felt automatically threatened because you're dating a boss's daughter.
Boss's daughter. Yep.
But
So you automatically assume because you're dating a boss's daughter, you're gonna get a push that I'm not gonna get.
Yeah.
So
how you feel, Slim?
Both ways.
see, this is my thing. I'm pretty sure you will find people that will say bad things about Triple H. Now, it would surprise me with it being Road Dogg or Billy Gunn, considering their type of friendship and considering Road Dogg still works there.
That's why I was tripping, yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, I've also seen that story and read those and seen those documentaries. Like Vince was not happy when he found out Triple H and Stephanie were dating. Like he wasn't even really comfortable with the storyline of them dating and everything like that. But I think we got to really stop this narrative. Like, just because he was messing with Stephanie, like that's why he got his push. Go look at Triple H's body of work during that era. Easily one of the, if not the top heel in that company at the time. You weren't gonna stop that.
Yeah.
Because Hunter Hearst Helmsley, oh my!
Even that, God. Yeah. Even when he first came on
the blue blood regal. Oh, don't touch me, y'all are disgusting. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, yeah, he really was.
Look at his evolution, bro. Like you went from somebody who was a pompous snob to like, the cerebral assassin. Like this is a dude who I heard get cursed out by JR, like JR was his mama. He done stole from the store every damn day. Like it was crazy, like how over he was. Like I remember being flabbergasted when I thought we were getting a DX reunion and he pedigreed Shawn Michaels there in the middle of the ring. Like people really got to understand, like, we got some of like the best feuds out of that top heel Triple H, like his whole trilogy with Shawn Michaels, how that ended in Hell in a Cell. I've literally seen Triple H beat the shit out of William Regal, and laugh in his face with a sledgehammer. And while he's bloody, like this was like Triple H I know, but we gotta stop this narrative like he wasn't gonna get pushed regardless. Like, I understand, like, yeah, oh my God, like, bro, you messing with the boss's daughter? That's forbidden, dog. I feel like you're not supposed to do that. But I mean, it worked out in the end.
Yeah, it did. It did. Go ahead, Lay.
DX really helped WWE, well, WWF, whichever you want to use at that time, helped them stay in the feud with WCW at that time.
Yeah.
When they came to that WCW taping outside with the tank and was like, oh, let us in. We want to. Come on now.
Yeah, and you want to know something? Like you just said, and like you were saying, Slim. Like the one thing about Triple H's legacy, man. Of course, phenomenal, bro. Like amazing matches with people. People remember Triple H for like the DX and like you just said, like the Hunter Hearst Helmsley coming out with the stupid whatever music and fighting Goldust and Rick Rude. I think he had a match with Rick Rude and everything too, and he was just getting started at that point, but he was still a good wrestler. He was still invested. A lot of similarities to Ric Flair in the ring, with the running knees and all that stuff or whatever, and the knee and then the roll and a lot of similarities, man. But then you had the evolution of Triple H when he joined with DX and everything, and then he was just like that same kind of character, but now it's a little bit more gritty and nasty and eating bananas and and it was just like his transition was phenomenal, and he was phenomenal as far as selling the character and everything like that or whatever. And it was definitely a lot of help during the Monday Night Wars and everything like that or whatever. But I mean, I do still understand why people do have the image of, yo, you got the boss's daughter. No wonder you was like taking a gamble. If you love somebody, you love somebody. You can't help it and shit. But it does look, it does leave like an asterisk by your name and shit. Well, he is fucking the boss. Like, it does suck that you got to get that because, like you said, Slim, like I'm pretty sure Triple H, no matter what, his talent and his creativity and stuff like that would have sold him regardless, man. Triple H is in my top 5, so Triple H is definitely always one of the tops for me. But it's interesting, man, because we have gotten so much. Like we were talking about Randy Orton. One of the things that I saw him on Impulsive was his character and how he treats the people backstage. That came out, and that was something that was spoken about previously. Like he was kind of like reckless backstage. There was a lot of bad tension with a lot of people. I think John Cena spoke on it before, and he was talking about how he's kind of looked at like a mentor, but it was hard for him to face that fact. Like, you guys hear about that?
Yeah.
And like Randy, I've watched like a couple of documentaries. Like Randy was like the typical like knuckleheaded kid. I'm just young and dumb doing crazy stuff. Like if I remember correctly, I think he missed the rehearsal for that WrestleMania match with Taker. And by the grace of his daddy and the people above, he wasn't like, scolded more than he should have been. But
That's interesting.
This also like, Randy, who was just like, like just a menace. And like, you hear the stories from Cody Rhodes about how wild he was on the road and everything like that. And I think it's like weird, because like I think we're all like somewhat older. And I think it's like crazy to see like, we've seen Randy Orton evolve from, the diamond in the rough in Evolution to now literally being a legend himself.
Yeah,
so
really.
I think it's like a weird full circle moment.
Yeah,
check him out and what he's saying about mentoring these young guys.
A dick. Yes. Yeah. Well, at some point in your career, you were a dick. Yes. Yeah. 100%. It's kind of nice being in a position where I can watch other guys' matches and maybe critique and help and answer questions. And so for the first time in my career, I find myself being a little bit of, gosh, I don't even want to say the word, I guess a mentor to some people, like I can pull a guy aside.
This was crazy right here. This right here. I never noticed it before. I don't even remember this match.
You want to lose? What are you doing? You listen to me right now. You pull your head out of your ass. Now I know you grew up in the business. You got a special place in my heart because I grew up in the business too. Give me one last chance. Don't think for 1 second that I will put your ass in the dirt. You hear me? Now get your act together.
At some point in your career, you were...
Bro, listen, when I saw that earlier, I was like, yeah, I definitely want to talk about that. because that was one of the things right there where I don't know how scripted that was. I don't even know what was the reasoning for that. Like that was pretty deep. What y'all think about him yoking his ass up like that?
You can tell that he felt it though. Like he
Yeah,
felt the
he
connection.
felt that shit.
I know that you've been in the business, and I'm pretty sure somebody yoked him up that same way, and
Good
that's why
point.
he was able to do it.
If
You
I
can't tell me Triple H and Ric Flair and yoke Randy up at least once now in the Evolution.
I mean, when I think if I saw that clip correctly, I think that was the COVID year. And I think
Yeah.
I think he was talking to Angel Garza
Yeah.
at that time. And I think we've all been Randy at that one point, whether we got like a knucklehead little brother or a knucklehead little cousin or somebody in the family that you just need to like, just get them together before they do something stupid and ruin their life or whatever. I think we've all been there, because I think we've all been in the position where we've been young and dumb and done something that we're not necessarily proud of, or, we just growing up because, we got our own stuff to deal with. But I think, when you see somebody doing the same thing you did when you were younger, you're just kind of like, bring your tail over here. Come here. Let me, as my grandpa would say, let me learn you something.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point, man. And seeing guys in the business like Randy Orton and a lot of the newcomers at this point, because he is one of the longest, people that's been in the back room at this point, because there's not a lot anymore. AEW has a lot of people who have been icons at this point in the industry, from Sting to Edge, Christian. You still got some of the legends, even like Taz and all them back there. But WWE, you got Booker T still running around. Sometimes you got Jerry the King Lawler, but there's a couple of other people that you don't see on screen all the time. Jamie Noble, and there's a couple of people, Daivari, but you don't got like the guys like still in the ring with you and stuff like that for the most part. Except for like Randy, and there's a couple really slim couple. So like you said, Slim, I could definitely see it, but I don't know, man. He just seems like he's one of them like fucking hothead, reckless guys, man, where it's like, let me be real with you. You ain't fucking grabbing me by my throat. I don't give a fuck who you are. Get your shit together. Yeah, we'd have been fighting. We got backstage, and we were talking earlier. Somebody else, like you wouldn't be able to do some shit like that, like Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's another one. Like you wouldn't be able to yoke. You do pick and choose who you want to give them fucking problems to and deal with in those ways as well. But it was just interesting to me because if he's on that kind of caliber, I wouldn't look at that as like a locker room leader, because no matter if he wants to be or not, like he's definitely a locker room leader at this point, just for his veteranship in the business. But y'all still fuck with Randy like that? Are y'all excited to see what next steps we're gonna have for him?
Yeah, like I said last week, the legend killer has become a legend now. So he basically has to embrace that.
Yeah, I think Nick Aldis found that out really clearly last Friday.
Yeah. It was a good move. It was a good move.
I think Randy's on a full-fledged course to either take out Jimmy and Solo and somehow get to Roman. It's going to be interesting with him on SmackDown. He's got a lot of good people to compete with, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I feel the same. Do y'all feel like
Jimmy's still laying in that ring?
Yeah, you saw that. Yo, I feel like Jimmy's not getting enough acknowledgement, man. I don't know what it is, yo. And you want to know another thing? I don't think that they're ever going to transition from the Jimmy like they did the Jay and let Jimmy have his shot with Roman. I think that the only thing I can see going from here with the whole bloodline story, which is I'm not nowhere near as interested as I was in it at this point, because like you just said, Slim, I think it is going to be Randy versus Roman at the Rumble. I think that's the most logical, sensible, a big match to have that makes sense. I don't think Randy's going to win it. But I'm not ready to see Blessed. Yeah, see, so as soon as I said shit, blood my story over with. I agree, man. I mean, it's sad because I still feel like there's a lot more story to tell or could be told. But Roman's not there. It's not the same when Roman's not. I don't give a fuck. Like, Jimmy and Yeah, Jimmy and Solo, they can only go so far, man, because you're just gonna see a repeat of the same thing. Just like with LA Knight. You're gonna fight LA Knight, you're gonna fight Solo, you're gonna fight Jimmy. And if Randy comes, he's gonna fight Solo, he's gonna fight Jimmy. It's not really entertaining anymore. If he's gonna fight the Roman, he's gonna beat him. So what the hell's gonna be next? So I don't know, man. They're in a difficult spot. Either you can turn somebody fucking face, or you can start building something different.
Yep.
What happened with the Ava Rain shit? Remember that Paul Heyman was talking about him? They didn't really go into detail on that. What would you? Let's start with Slim. What would you guys do, or do you guys have an idea? Let's fantasy book for a little bit. Like, you guys, what would you do in this position for the bloodline to bring back relevancy?
It's tough, man, because we've been telling this. We've been telling this story for almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
And let's look at all what happened. Like, okay, Roman comes back out of nowhere, beats Braun Strowman and the Fiend, and just starts going on a tear.
Yeah.
Beats the shit out of Jay to make him come home. Does the same thing to Jimmy to make him come home, and they start running roughshod. We got all the titles. We got the wise man. We just running through everybody. We had Sami Zayn for comedic relief, but it worked like Owen in the Nation. And,
good shit. Good shit right there.
And then, here comes Solo. I got my young bull with me. We go through war games. We go through this. We go through that. Sammy betrays me. First, Jimmy betrays me. Then Jay betrays me. Then I get to the match with Jay. Jimmy betrays Jay because Jimmy don't want Jay to be like me. But now we got Jimmy trying to get back into the same thing that you wanted out of. And then this is the thing. This is the problem that we have. We have booked Roman into a corner with Cody, even though you don't like it. I know, but we booked Roman into a corner with Cody. So no matter what opponent we give Roman Reigns, it doesn't matter until we get to Mania in Philadelphia. Now we have separated Jimmy and Jay for the time being, but we all know, just like they said in multiple interviews, they want their Mania brother versus brother match, which I probably
have that.
We probably won't be building that. We probably won't be building towards that till the Rumble. We'll probably have a small interaction between them two.
Yes, exactly.
That'll start building towards that. The biggest thing is, what in the world are we about to do with Solo when the twins are fighting each other? Roman's in the main event. Who you got for Solo? That's the main thing. So I think it's a concept.
The belt at this point.
Yeah, and I think it's a concept of like there might not be anything left to do until we get to the road to WrestleMania, because it's been reported that Roman ain't showing up no time soon.
Well, he's supposed to be back on the 15th of SmackDown. So he's got it's like 2 appearances before Rumble, which, thank you so much for just that complete beautiful rundown. Because as you ran it down, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was like, yeah, that's right, shit was good, man. But like you said, man, it's so many transitions that they have kind of booked themselves into a corner, because you are kind of left. And like I said, and once again, like you said, bro, I know I'm not a fan of the Cody thing because it's like the obvious depiction. But that's why I feel like something different has to happen, man, because you have to have something that's sporadic, in my opinion, with the whole bloodline storyline. That's what made the shit so good before, like the whole Sammy thing, him and Jay going at it, and then piecing it up. Like everything was just so like crazy. I feel like it needs something crazy to at least bring it back light. Because if you do intercept the whole Cody Rhodes situation, bro, you can have Solo flip. That would be a push for Solo too, because you could be like, Solo's like, did this motherfucker just lose? I've been following you, and now you got Solo's identity that can go through the roof. And you can crinkle Roman at that high caliber, because then you can bring him back on some face shit. I was tripping, but I want to reprove myself to my brothers and my family. That's when, like I said, you could even do The Rock and let The Rock be the one who teaches you. Hand out all the bloodline, come out and shit. Bro, I'm telling you, I wish I could I'll write it and just send it to WWE. Like,
yes. You just made me realize something though. If we want, you said inject something different. We're forgetting about something. Paul Heyman has only been attached to 3 people his entire run
That's a
in the
big
E.
thing.
And we know
Yeah.
Brock ain't coming down from the mountains no time soon. And he just got signed back. So I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
inject a little CM Punk into that bloodline thing. You never know.
That'd be
I mean, because
interesting.
look at it like this. If you ever booked it, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, that's selling. I don't care if
Yeah.
you don't like him or not. That's selling.
Yeah, you could bring it back to the Shield and all that shit. I mean, you can bring it back. You could bring a lot of attention to it.
Exactly.
For sure.
And it can really your storyline can just be solely built around who does Paul Heyman want to go with. They did the exact same thing between him and Lesnar.
They
And
did, yeah.
then like just imagine Roman could literally say anything he wants about CM Punk and it's gonna sting because a lot of people already don't like him. And CM Punk can just say, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even be a tribal chief because I created the Shield.
I created the Shield, yeah. That shit would be rocking. What'd you feel, Lay? How you feel that would go down?
I'm loving that idea. I don't know why I'm getting that Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio custody ladder match vibes,
Wow.
but I'm feeling that. And yeah, be honest, CM Punk did create the Shield. I would like to see them come back together. That would be a nice
I
little
would love that shit.
side quest for Roman Reigns, so he won't be, as you were saying, booked in that corner with Cody Rhodes. It'll be a breath of fresh air, to be honest, and it allow the bloodline to breathe. Because I know some people are saying that it's losing momentum. They're not really. So absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
So that side booking would be perfect.
Yeah, I do also feel also that like you guys were saying as well, like, the thing with Jey Uso, and I would love the brother versus brother match. And like you said, you took the idea right out of my head, bro. Like, that Rumble match is going to be the start to their journey to getting back, because right now it is just time. You're just killing time. You got LA Knight still involved. We're gonna swing back around to LA Knight too in a second here. But I definitely think that is going to be the best time to sit there and have them finally show down, like, face to face in a ring. And whether you have maybe Solo eliminate both of their ass at the same time. Solo is also another. I don't want to jump the gun, but Solo is a big candidate in my opinion to win the Rumble. I think that would also give him some kind of establishment, because he does need something, man. He needs something big. He hasn't had a single title yet. And that I can remember, besides like the what is it, the one that Dom has?
Yeah, the
North
NXT.
American. Yeah,
that's for 24 hours.
And if we go that route and Solo wins the Royal Rumble, that can start the contention between him and Roman, because as soon as you get a little bit of momentum, the tribal chief starts to get a little paranoid, starts looking at you sideways, so it could open the door for some problems even there.
Damn, nobody's even like trying to acknowledge my whole theory. Yo, I'm telling you right now, if it happens, if Damian Priest cash in on Roman and take that title, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all gonna jump your TV. That motherfucker was right.
I think like, we are. That's another thing. Like, I think they are, what they're doing good is kind of like, we know Priest is Senior Money in the Bank, but it's like, I think they're almost wanting us to forget about it a little bit, just to build that anticipation of, like, when is he gonna cash it in? Like, when is he going to cash it in?
He's had 3 failures at this point. 3 failures or 3 attempts. That's why it's like even more. Every time I see him go in, and like I said, each one is always on Seth, man. It's always on Seth shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. It'll be really fucking interesting if that happens, man. I can see them swerving hard. Fucking swerve. That would be amazing, man. I would lose my shit if he does do that. But I don't know. It's definitely a lot of ways we can go ahead and look at it. Also, like we were saying about LA Knight, man, one of the things that we all wanted to talk about and kind of decipher was if LA Knight was going to lose momentum after that match that he had with Roman. I mean, how do y'all feel? Do you think that he kind of took a little bit of it's a little less than what it was before?
I think, okay, like at that time, I think, it was just them trying to capture that lightning in a bottle, and we need an opponent for a throwaway pay-per-view. And, you can see but it's like redundant, but he's over as hell. Like, even in Saudi Arabia, LA Knight is over. Like, I saw a clip today of a Chuck E. Cheese mouse, doing the LA Knight thing, and people actually understood like what it was. Chuck E. Cheese going like LA Knight. Yeah. Like,
really?
Yeah, it's crazy. I meant to save that clip. If I can find it, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But I don't think his momentum has hurt because, when he came out and helped Randy Orton last Friday, like, the crowd still loves him. And from what I understand and what I have read is that the plan for him is for him to be the one to take the U.S. title off of Logan Paul at Mania.
I heard that too.
Which I can understand because by the time we get to that, Logan will have become this cocky, smug. We already is. Like, he'll be more amped. His character will be such a level on 1,000 going into a Mania that the type of push that LA Knight has, the people are going like, I want to see LA Knight beat Logan Paul for the U.S. title. And I know the people are going to say, well, what was the entire point of him being in that tournament during the summer? None of that. The entire point of that freaking tournament was to set up Ray versus Santos. That's all that was. Let's be real.
And we still ain't had that match.
And we got to look at the retrospect. An LA Knight win at a Mania with a major single title, what more you want? And also, we all know Mania is a big reset, for everything. So who's say like LA Knight who's not to say LA Knight doesn't have a pretty good reign with the U.S. title, and later on that year he can go on for another major singles title. You never know because he's old. He's over, and I feel like he can take that concept, and there's not a lot of people that can talk like him.
No, yeah, very well on the mic.
And there's not a lot of people that can hold the crowd like him. So I don't feel like his momentum is, gone down. I mean, you're still in the ring with main event players and holding your own.
That's a good point. That's a good point. How you feel? You feel the same, Lay?
Yeah, and then you got to think about what he has going on outside of the ring too, because he just landed the Slim Jim deal. I don't know if you saw his commercial.
Yeah.
But now he's doing instead of he's with the Slim Jim.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So he's getting a lot of opportunities outside of the ring right now going on. So I think it would be great to play it like how Slim was saying, let it build up. While it's building up, he's handling the endorsement deals and all that stuff outside of the ring. And then he just got married like last week or the week before.
Oh damn, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like he just got married. So that was another reason why he really hasn't been in the mix.
LA.
Okay. So just thinking about that aspect, since Triple H is letting the wrestlers live their lives.
Yeah.
Just got married, just signed the Slim Jim deal. He got some other endorsement deals in the works because he is popular right now.
Well, yeah, definitely. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and shout out these guys. There's a lot of congratulations in order. Carmella just had her first baby with Corey Graves, and LA Knight just got married, you said, and then Alexa Bliss just had her first baby.
Yeah,
a lot of congratulations, man. Building families over there.
Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti just had their baby.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I saw that as well. It's awesome. Yeah, man. These people people like Alexa Bliss. She's been in the industry for a long time. Carmella. I mean, in my opinion, I don't know if they will come back. I mean, You know, they could, but I don't think that they're married to the game like Becky. Like Becky
No.
she a wrestler. I don't give a fuck. She'll wrestle with the baby in her arms, in my opinion. But Carmella and Alexa, I can see them kind of drifting off and being like, yeah, we had that fun, but you never know.
We got a question on Facebook that's Raw.
Ross, what up, Raw?
Yeah. Y'all think Hunter is the best GM ever?
Hunter as a GM? Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think Slim was having a little issue. I mean, as a GM, I don't know if Hunter. I mean, if you mean just like, you know, somebody who's like calling the shots and stuff like that, I don't know, man, because he's definitely good at, you know, the creative side. I mean, I like the story builds. I like the little hidden kind of stuff that he has in the background. He makes you think. I do enjoy that. I think he still kind of got to get his foot in the door. To me, nothing was better than that period where Vince McMahon had to quickly step down, and then you just started seeing shit just it was like somebody just literally just said, fuck off. It was completely different. It was completely going into that SummerSlam. Remember the excitement for that SummerSlam when Bayley and Damage Control first came, and then Brock lifted that shit with the bruh. It was a new world in WWE. And then you got the news, like you started seeing it slowly, and then you see Vince McMahon is still there, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And then that WrestleMania was just slow and just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I think Hunter's definitely got potential to really bring some engaging content to us moving forward this year. Because remember, they're gonna go, you know, full-fledged for Mania season and everything this year. So I'm just hoping that we get some swerves, man. I'm really hoping that everything doesn't, you know, you get that little, I think it's gonna happen, and then it completely happens, something different, and then you're like, oh shit, that's what keeps you engaged, man. You know, you'll still watch it regardless, but as far as like waking up and I can't wait to get off of work because wrestling's coming on. That's the shit that I watch for, man. I watch for that reason. But
and to be honest, I'm waiting for that moment when, like you said, Triple H already got his landing, his foot in the door, it feels comfortable, and he starts to do more on camera, like Vince McMahon was doing back during the Attitude Era, and he gets to come out and be like, yeah.
Oh, look, that's what Ross just saying. Y'all think the 90s style era WWE could ever return, or y'all enjoy the new?
See, Slim. I thought of me. As a matter of fact, I was having this question today. It's a 50-50 thing. We're in a world right now where people are easily offended, and half of the stuff that they did in the Attitude Era was like, I just don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Like, not trying to be funny, X-Pac doing blackface Mark Henry is not going to fly in today's day and age. No. Or, you know, what Sable and Jacqueline and Tori did back in the day with the pasties and everything, and the King saying puppies, somebody's going to call that out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Now, what I think a concept should be brought back from the 90s into this era is that, number one, I feel like, you know, even though blood is overdone in wrestling nowadays, I feel like if it's like a major match, you should be able to get some color. And number two, stop making Hell in a Cell its own pay-per-view. A Hell in a Cell back in the day was the culmination of a feud. If you and I hated each other so much, and we done went through 2 matches and we literally almost killed each other, but we can't finish it, and the higher ups say it's only one way that y'all two can finish this, and that's inside Hell in a Cell. I don't like this concept of, you know, we're gonna just make it its own pay-per-view. It makes no sense whatsoever. Like, that should be like the culmination of a feud.
Yeah, they commercialized Hell in a Cell. There's no doubt about it. I think that's the
Yeah,
best way to say it, making it red. And remember the Edge and Finn Balor match, and they had different. His weapons were red, and his weapons were, that shit was so weak, man. And then you go back to watching fucking Shawn Michaels and Undertaker when Kane first, that brutal ass match, or even
man.
what really slept on.
Undertaker.
You know what really slept on Hell in a Cell match that was fucking phenomenal? New Day and Usos, man. Y'all remember
Yes.
that weapons match? That match was so damn good. Like just
Right.
incredible, man. Big E even. Like Big E was like hitting flips and going through the trash cans. I was like, bro, this shit is crazy, yo. I think W is the only form of entertainment that could be like South Park and push the envelope. Hey, good point, man. I mean, AEW does it to a degree. I mean, definitely not the Attitude Era level, but as far as just being a little more edgy and cursing a little more, but I mean, they also have a lot more deals and money, and they're trading on the market. They have so much more at risk now, man. I mean, I wish that they would be maybe a little more edgy. I mean, shit, I ain't gonna lie. I was just watching NXT. I saw NXT, and Maxine and Otis was versing that team, and Maxine had an ass all out, and shit. I'm like, oh damn, they are going back a little bit. it's getting there a little bit, and I'm like, all right. I mean,
Well,
I don't
I
know.
think it's like you said, AEW and WWE answer to two totally different entities as companies. Like
Yeah.
AEW has that freedom to you can cuss on live television, like, motherfucker this and a bitch that.
Really?
You're flabbergasted if you hear the word bitch now in the
Yeah.
WWE or something like that, outside of like a women's feud, or like, just somebody getting over, calling somebody a bitch or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, also at the same time, with the money that the E has behind it, they probably can get approval to do some more riskier things than a lot of people. But I think it's also because they're also a publicly traded entity now. So they have to
Yeah.
be very
That's the
careful.
biggest.
They have to be
That's
very careful with the product they present. And also, the bottom line factor sometimes is a lot of their big merchandise sellers is for children.
Yeah.
And the one that caught on to me, and I found out that the reason why I want the edgy shit too, but Snickers was one of WWE's biggest sponsors or whatever, and supporters, but they backed out because I forgot what it was, the reason why they pulled out their thing, but it was because they weren't happy with the product. I remember at the time. I don't remember exactly what it was now, but you do pay consequences. There is definitely some benefits that you can gain from engaging in a more risque product or whatever, which I would personally love it. But like Slim was, like you were saying, Slim, like you are taking the aspect of the people who don't want their children to watch, or you don't want the people who can enjoy it just full rounded. I can still enjoy it, and kids can still enjoy it right now. I would love it to be a little bit more edgy, but in that situation, I'm gonna have to go with what's best for business, I guess. If I had my way, I would love, just a little bit more hostility, like we were talking about, I think on the last episode, about like the Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. I mean, Seth Rollins and CM Punk. I would love a hostile feud, like I don't give a shit about you. I don't give a shit about your wife. I fuck your dog and your kid. I would love that shit. And to build that, and you like, yo, did you hear him? You be telling your friends at work who don't even watch the shit. But
And see, with that, I think part of it's going to come in where, and not to make this the We Praise and Triple H show, but part of it comes in with Triple H gets in those meetings. He presents, because right now nostalgia is a big thing.
Yeah.
If you look at Disney, Nickelodeon, all those channels, they're bringing back things that our age demographic loved, beloved, cared for, enjoyed watching, that got ratings. So I could see WWE trying to dabble in, I wouldn't say, like you said, Brian, all the way raw attitude era, but I can see Triple H trying to push to dabble in that, because he does recognize that, yeah, we have kids watching, but we also have a whole demographic that grew up during the Attitude Era that are still watching wrestling because of the Attitude Era, and we need to cater to them.
Yes,
So
his era at that as well, like his,
right.
yeah.
So if he can get in and make that sound good, and also use some of the techniques of today, like if that Seth Rollins thing, for example, was work, social media
We got one girl
pushed
looks like
it.
the beginning of a porno. Oh, okay, great. You're a great guy. That's
Oh,
a stupid ass comment. Thanks for watching though.
I used a panda as his
we
picture.
gonna get all types of some people. Hey, listen. Thanks for watching though. Tell the people about it. Tell people about it. Whatever you want to say.
Appreciate you,
but
bro.
mixing in that social media aspect of the behind the scenes, because all before 80s and 90s wrestlers had to stay in character 24/7. Now with the age of social media, we can take the beef to TikTok, or we can take it to Instagram, we can take it to Facebook. Okay, you already seen people posting Seth Rollins' response to CM Punk. Who's to say that WWE couldn't capitalize off of things like that and start showing those behind the scenes incidents?
Yeah. I think they kind of already are. I mean, they kind of already engaging in that.
Since you can't show it on television, here you are. The fans are catching it. You're promoting without even promoting it.
Very true. Yeah, different aspects to take it a little more edgy. Yeah, I feel you there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely, we're gonna jump into Beyond the Canvas in a minute, but it is a good topic. Like, just thinking about it, like kind of how you said it. We also live in a world where WWE at one point they had their own network, and I know that you want to. I guess you probably get a lot more like money with the sponsors and stuff that you hold throughout your thing. But it would be amazing if we can get to a point where WWE is just on their own kind of network and they can kind of do whatever the fuck they want. I mean, they would still have to risk their fan base and the people who sponsor them and the supporters or whatever. But I mean, it would be a dream, I guess, for us, especially because you do kind of want to see that grown up shit, like what I mean. Like at some point, you do kind of want to see that. It's always fun, the comedy stuff, whatever, but you do want to see those real feuds. And the Attitude Era was our time period, and it was phenomenal, bro. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of edgy, risky. You couldn't wait. Maybe because we were younger and like we weren't really supposed to be watching that shit, so it was a little bit more. And that's why it's so built in on us. But it was great times, man. So,
but imagine that, and also, like I was saying earlier, having that social media aspect in the background. Like, imagine, for instance, when Edge and Lita was in that bed in the middle of the ring, and they have their cameras up under there or wherever they do their live bedroom or tease or OnlyFans, like. The Attitude Era mixed with social media would be insane.
Woo, yeah, they probably would have canceled. They probably would have canceled their ass.
That's something that wouldn't fly today.
Oh,
celebration with Edge, that wouldn't fly today.
That was some of the craziest shit. I mean, you have to really think about it. Didn't Ric Flair say he put that together? Ric Flair, or he said he got mad at it or something. I can't remember which one. Ric Flair. I think Ric Flair was like, "Don't do that," or I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, it was good combo, man. And thank you guys so much for the questions as well in the chat, because yeah, it's interesting, man. We all grew up watching, and there's so many different aspects we can take from right now. We know we are in that kind of slow period because we don't got a pay-per-view until the Rumble, and we're just kind of spending time and seeing what happens. But I kind of wish we can get out of that narrative that just because we are kind of taking time. You did just have the Jey Uso and Seth Rollins match. That was pretty good. It was a good match. I'm glad it actually had a finish because I thought Drew McIntyre was going to interfere and just take it over or whatever. But I'm glad they finished it and then let his that's cool. But Brian, let me see. Paul Peters, Brian be looking like Shaggy if he had a drug addiction. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that means. You got a koala as your picture, so you already on some shit, I'm sure. But thanks for watching. I don't know who the fuck is this guy. Yo, we got our first what, troller or some shit? I don't know.
Troll. Oh shit.
Troll, yeah, look, troll. We got a troll on the show now. We doing big things. But I like this guy, Paul Peter. You're gonna be our mascot. Who the fuck is that koala? Are you in Australia? You a Rhea Ripley fan? You gonna be on Elimination Chamber.
Honestly.
But guys, so hope you guys have enjoyed the convo. We've been talking. I didn't even realize we've hit an hour already. But
Yeah.
we got a segment for you, and this is going to be Lay's segment of the day. Before we introduce this, I actually want to introduce a segment that Slim he's going to be doing this show. We're going to probably have it on next week's episode. And Slim, go ahead, tell us a little bit about it, man. Tell the audience about it.
Hey man, so Brian, we were talking, and I came up with the concept of matches we forgot. Maybe a gimmick match, a stipulation match, or maybe just a versus of whoever. Matches we forgot. I sent the clip in the chat earlier this week. It was Steve Blackman versus Ken Shamrock in the Lions Den match. My kids who are probably starting to be fans today probably even know what a Lions Den match is.
Yeah.
Ken Shamrock back in the day was the big submission guy, MMA guy, and Steve Blackman was the lethal weapon. And, they just decided to, create this match of it's basically like a lion's den. It's just like a circular cage, almost like a precursor to the UFC octagon, and you could only win by submission. I think that match is only like maybe 8 or 9 minutes long, but it was different for its time. So that's my hope for the segments, just thinking of like special matches that maybe we forgot, or a match that remember as kids and not a lot of people would remember in this day and age.
Yeah, and it definitely was interesting. Yeah, like you said, Steve Blackman, they had kendo sticks, and remember when like the kendo sticks were like kind of like the weapon of choice for like the the MMA fighters and stuff like that they had on the show at one point. And then, Owen Hart and Kevin. Remember Owen Hart and Ken Shamrock had the Lions Den match, but they also had the Hart Dungeon match as well back in the day. That was I think that was Owen Hart and him. This is like the most recent one to kind of put it into perspective.
The fight pit is like that fight pit was like an homage to the Lions Den match.
Yeah. Oh, here goes the one with Ken Shamrock and Owen in the Stu Hart's dungeon, and just some wild, reckless craziness. It's all over the fucking place. Let's wrestle anywhere. Remember this? Remember, you want to hear some back in the day stuff that we probably forgot? Remember the bar fights with APA when they used to go wrestling in the bar? That shit used to be wild, yo. And then they had SmackDown versus SmackDown like Know Your Role or whatever it was, where you can go into the bar and wrestle. Fucking crazy.
Probably begged my mom to buy that video game for me.
I love them damn games, man. But that's the new segment. So Slim's going to be taking over that segment right there. We're going to get some artwork and stuff done for it. But right now we got Lay with her segment, and that's going to be, let me get to this here, Beyond the Canvas. That's right. Yeah, that's right. So we're going to talk about some real life wrestling rivalries. We actually had a really good one, and she kind of gave us the opening to who we're talking about here today. Go ahead and introduce it one more time, Lay.
So today we're going to be talking about the feud between the Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan. And it's so many layers to the issues that these two men have. Now, I will preface this by saying Hulk Hogan said that before Macho Man's passing, they got together and they reconciled, had a conversation. Who knows? But that's what Hulk says. And, that's my boy, so I'm going to stick beside him. But it was crazy. Like, Macho Man was upset because he felt like Linda and Hogan was helping Miss Elizabeth cheat on him and giving her ideas to divorce him.
Yeah.
Macho Man would call the radio station up in Florida every day so Hogan could hear him. And he would just talk mad trash about him. And then I got to introduce you. Did you get to listen to the song?
I didn't. I couldn't find it. Actually, I'm lying. I did find it. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it back up. I couldn't find it on Spotify, but I found it on Google. Here, let's play a little bit of it. Let's check it out. I think we should be fine. Let's check it out. Yeah, we got our first troll on here today, guys. We must be doing good. Isn't it crazy that that's how you got to look at it? Because really, people start jumping on your shit to talk shit. Hey, listen, you must be making some noise. All right, let's see. I did find on YouTube. So let's check this out because I never heard this. Did you hear this, Slim?
Is this from his album?
The diss track on Hogan. I never heard this. I didn't even know he had a fucking album. I'm way behind.
Yeah,
Let's check
and
it
it
out.
was a rap album.
Here,
It's
let's
rap.
go.
That's
Like,
I was in the studio, bro.
look at the artwork. You gotta love that.
Shit is hot.
That is crazy. Well, yeah, man, Macho Man, that whole thing was.
It sucks because their whole spiel with the superpowers, that WrestleMania run, like the build up to that match, and all the storytelling behind it was so beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's like one.
Yo, listen, Macho Man spitting bars in this shit. That shit was fire, yo. Oh shit! I never heard this before. All right, we're gonna play just that because I don't want YouTube. They don't cut it anyway. YouTube, they don't want to see us shine. Ah, damn, that's interesting, yo. I really did not. I never knew that existed.
Yes.
That's crazy.
A whole diss track. And I think he had a music video too, if I'm not mistaken.
Macho Man was a man. Yo. People fucking hated Hulk Hogan, man. And I mean, to speak on this feud, you know, and we're going all the way back. Like, if you guys saw it, damn, come on, get off the screen. All right. To speak on this feud, you know, we're going back in the day. Remember, man, you know, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage were two of the biggest names in the golden era of WWE, man. No doubt about it. You know, two of the giant names. And of course, they had the mega powers, bro. One of my favorite tag teams of all time, because I remember seeing these two guys get together and be like, yo, it's like, who's touching these guys? Like, they're unstoppable at this point. But, you know, kind of had their own kind of self-destruction kind of angle. And, you know, who was at the center of it? A woman, Miss Elizabeth. And little did we know, but apparently, like, that was kind of some real life shit. Like, you know, you've heard interviews about people saying that they didn't want any nobody. What am I saying? Macho Man didn't want anybody around Miss Elizabeth or something like that. Like,
no,
at least that's what I remember.
He did not play about.
Very possessive over her. And the only reason why he hung around Hulk was because Hulk was married to Linda, and Linda would go out a lot. So he felt like, okay, well, your wife is coming. I don't really want my wife around these niggas. So I'm gonna let your wife and my wife hang out. But apparently Linda was allegedly out here and having affairs. So she was like, oh, come on, girl. Yeah. And have you an affair too. And we don't know what all happened, but they said that was a big part of it because Macho Man, he was very possessive of her.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
From what I know about this, from what reading about and watching this feud and all these documentaries, like, this is like one of the first instances where art starts to imitate life.
Yeah.
You know, Macho Man did not play about Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Did not play about her. I think they were one of the first ever on-screen couples in wrestling at that point, almost like wrestling royalty, King and Queen the first. Yeah. Almost. It's like you said, like, you know, looking at it from a fan perspective, it's just like, you know, when the mega powers formed, it's like, you know, fire and ice coming together and working together. Like, you know, you had the Golden Goose, Hulk Hogan, and then you just had Energy Incarnate, Macho Man. And then how it plays out in the storyline, the fall of the mega powers. And, you know, you can argue, like, you know, at that time, Macho Man and Hulk are the two biggest names in wrestling at that time.
They really were.
So, you know, it's such a deep, and, you know, everybody's got their opinion, and, you know, like, you know, it's a lot of stuff that, you know, we might never know because, yet again, Macho Man's not here to defend himself. You know, rest in peace. But I think it's like, you know, one of those rivalries / things that stands the test of time. And, you know, like you said, B, unfortunately, it's, you know, the main the main center point is a woman. But you hate to see something great like that dissolve into what it was.
Yeah.
And I think it was didn't that culminate in a match between them in one of the earlier WrestleManias, I believe?
Yeah, I think it did. I can't remember exactly. Let me go ahead and play this clip too. Because remember, even though they had all these issues, like, this is back in the Mega Powers days or whatever, but still, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan, they went forward even in WCW and still kind of had like a tag team together where they ran together in NWO. So they still had a lot of history with each other. But apparently, like you said, like, there's a lot of people who still work together, but they don't, wind up not liking each other. One of the this is even off of wrestling topics, but two people that I was tripping when I found out they weren't like friends, because it's crazy. Drake and Josh, man, from Nickelodeon. Did y'all hear about that?
No.
Yeah. Apparently, Drake and Josh, if y'all watch, I mean, this is Drake and Josh wasn't as old as like the 90s, but like 2000s. And they come from all those Nickelodeon shows, like All That and the Amanda Bynes show and all that. And Drake and Josh were like, the Keenan and Kel of the new era or whatever, kind of. And you would think that just like Keenan and Kel, they're like best friends their whole life and shit. But then they grew up and you found out that Drake and Josh, they were kind of more just like co-workers than they were business partners. But these are guys who played brothers on, and you believed it. It was really believable. They were really good. So when you see things like two people working together and you say to yourself, oh, they gotta be friends, or they gotta be serious or something like that. Yo, motherfuckers know how to act. They gotta work together. So I don't know. But here, let's play the clip. I saw this on TikTok where it was Hogan talking about something that happened with him and Macho Man. I think like the reason why he didn't like him or something. So I thought that was interesting for this segment as well. Damn, I just closed out TikTok. Also, I just want to make this statement right here. We definitely appreciate everybody watching. I mean, definitely appreciate, the new viewers that we have, and we're gonna have a lot more content for you guys. But if anybody come on here talking reckless and disrespectful, make the fuck out of here. I'm telling you right now, I'm blocking your ass. So the Koala Man, I blocked that motherfucker. But don't come on here talking crazy, bro, because we ain't about that life. What the fuck you think we dealing with? But
positive vibes, man.
Yeah, bro. We ain't talking all reckless and stupid. It was cool the first little couple things. You trying to trip out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and play this here. Yeah, he's talking about how they got history, man. Let's see what Hulk Hogan got to say. Hulk Hogan always got to say some shit.
Who's your biggest like personal beef with outside the ring?
Outside the ring? Well, it was two guys. It was Macho Man. And when he lived on the beach here, we were together every single day. And then when he went through a divorce, he thought I had something to do with it. And so that turned out to be like an 8-year, don't talk to each other thing, which we finally got on the same page about 6 months before he passed away, thank God. And then other than that, the only other person I really had there's two guys. The only other person was Bret Hart, who thought I basically sabotaged his career because Bret thought he should have been the greatest wrestler that ever lived.
I believe him there.
Okay.
I fucking believe him there. I ain't gonna lie. Bret Hart go after everybody.
Okay.
He a fucking hater, yo.
I'm really starting to think it really is like how we were talking about last week with him and Goldberg. Like Bret feels like, okay, I'm from a wrestling family. I'm wrestling royalty. I need to be over.
Man, listen. Bret fucking crazy, yo. I was thinking that too. When you were talking about it and we were kind of having the topic or whatever, I'm sitting there like, yo, Bret Hart is a fucking hater. That motherfucker just really, because he talks shit about everybody, yo. And I mean, we've all heard. I mean, we're wrestling fans. We've heard about like Hogan's backstage politics and stuff like that. Even with him and the Andre the Giant match, and like people weren't trying to fuck with him like that because Hogan wanted to be top star, man. He wanted everything to go his way, and he had a lot of weight and he threw it around in the back room. So not for nothing, they say that about John Cena. They said that about Randy Orton for sure. They said that they influenced a lot. Shawn Michaels.
Now with John Cena, I'm gonna go ahead and attest to that because I used to watch that show with him and the Bella girl that he was married. Okay,
Total
and
Divas.
like
I watched that shit too.
yeah, he had a lot of house rules. Like she cooked him dinner one day, and he was just going behind her, cleaning it up, and was like, "I don't want you cooking in my house. I
Yeah,
didn't buy this house to cook." I was
yeah,
like, "Ugh,
yeah.
John."
Seeing it seemed like he kind of. I mean, some of that is probably a lot of. There's a lot of like story and stuff like that in that as well. But I like you said, I definitely do believe that a lot of that was kind of kind of a lot of truth to it because he does seem like he's kind of a little anal. From if you did watch that show, I don't know how much of that you can just make up that much, but at the same time, I don't know, man. It seems like John Cena, even his interactions that you've seen a couple times with like fans or stuff like that, like out in public, he seems like he might be a little bit of a diva, a little bit. But yeah. How do you feel, Slim?
I think it's hard, man. I think sometimes we look at certain people through rose-colored glasses, like they don't have like an attitude or can have like annoying habits.
Yeah.
From what I remember was John Cena got played by a woman before he started messing with Nikki Bella. And I think that caused him to take stock of his life and realize like he is susceptible to certain things if he lets people into his life on a personal level. Now I can believe that I believe anybody can be anal or annoyed at certain things. Like if somebody randomly comes to my house and just wants to start cooking, I'm gonna be like, what are you doing? But I mean, I'm not.
Well, that was his fiance at the time.
Did you ever check out Total Divas?
Moving in with him, like they were having a conversation about moving in with each other. She wasn't just like a random woman coming in and cook. She was like, "Babe, I want to do something special for you for dinner tonight." And he was like, "Well, I thought we were just gonna go out."
Yeah, he played
Like,
Nikki Bella.
and then he told
marrying you.
Car, yeah. He told her in the car, she was like, if something ever happened to me, I would want you to be the one to make the decisions and come in the hospital. And she was like, would I be that for you? He's like, no, I wouldn't even let you in the hospital if I was on life support. What? Not Mr. Make-A-Wish King.
I see the soldier. Soldier for real.
I felt so bad for her. Oh, gosh.
I'll be honest with you
on that shit, yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I never forgave Nikki Bella for making my boy waste that WrestleMania moment.
The
marriage proposal.
Finally marriage proposal, yeah. And all the times that they were talking about it, I mean, that was a segment upon segments. And that's why I'm saying, like, even though they do have, you got some, choreography in there or whatever. But you still living life with a camera in your face. I mean, it's not like your life goes away when you got that shit. So yeah, you're right, man. He finally proposed to her, and then Nikki was like, "Listen, nigga, it's too late." He fucking waited forever. I'm done waiting for that shit now. And hey, more power to her. But you got to be real. Like, if you did watch Total Divas and you kind of knew their history and their story, it was kind of like you always wanted to see John Cena and Nikki Bella. That was like that couple that you wanted to see shine together. But
I ain't gonna lie to you. Total Divas told me that at one point Tyson Kidd was not taking care of Natty. He ain't know what to do.
Wasn't that crazy, yo? Even now, yo, I be saying that shit now because Natalya and her sister, they be reckless, bro. And when the history with Natalya and Tyson Kidd, they've been together forever. That was like her first love. Like, she's really only been with him. And the shit that she be doing, the sexual shit and all that stuff. I was literally, no hate, but I was literally watching wrestling, and her and Tegan Knox got that thing going now. And Natalya, bro, she's got to chill with that plastic surgery, man. She's starting to look crazy, yo. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just being honest. Like, her face is starting to look like a fucking Halloween mask, yo. Like, literally just pieces and stuff. She needed to chill because Natalya was always like a pretty girl. Like, and now it's like she's, I don't know if she's just stuck in the damn mentality of top diva or if.
Thinking a good example of that is like you look at Dana Brooke.
Oh yeah, she was another one.
From the time she started until she left, like, I'm all for, if you got the money and, you want a slight enhancement, I get it, but I don't think it should make you, like you said, look plastic-like.
Yeah. Look completely different. You know, another diva at this point that I was looking at, and she's new. Thea Hale, I think her name is in NXT.
Yeah.
She was with
Yeah.
the U University or whatever it's called. It's
KCU.
crazy because what is it? KCU?
Chase you, yeah.
Chase U. Yeah, that's right. Chase U University. Stupid shit. But it's weird. Yo, she looks like a completely different person without makeup on. Like, there was a picture of her. I think it's like an Instagram picture, and she had no makeup on whatsoever, and she like a completely beautiful girl, man. And I'm not like hating on her with makeup, but I'm just saying like it's weird that a lot of times they try to do the enhancements and makeup. You cover up whatever. You're on TV every day. It's understandable, but she looks so different without makeup, and it was like just natural beauty. It was crazy, man. So yeah, man, have a little bit more confidence, man.
Well, since we're talking about couples, I just want to give a shout out to Sable and Brock, because that girl don't have a bit of Sable in her at all. I had like when they posted the picture and somebody was like, yeah, Brock did that himself. Sable wasn't even in the room when she was conceived. I was like, is that the child he had with Sable?
I don't think that is. I don't his
when I looked
his
it up,
oldest daughter.
He said that's the one. I don't want to say too much because I can't beat her. I don't want her rolling up on me.
I think if I read the article correctly, I think that his daughter came before Sable got into his life. If
I
that's
think
correct.
so. Yeah.
But you are right, because like she got all of Brock in her. Like when I see her, I just see Brock with like long hair. Like,
do you think she has a future in WWE? You think she's gonna take that route?
She gonna
I
beat the men up.
I
the
think
men,
that
the women.
I mean, you never know, because I think you come in, you're the daughter of Brock Lesnar. Like, it would almost be like a guarantee that they would treat you right. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Like, a lot of wrestling kids sometimes don't get into the business. Others, they gravitate towards it, like Cody, Natalia, and all them. But we'll see. But shout out to Brock Lesnar's daughter. She just won I think she just broke her collegiate record in the shot put this week.
Yeah,
I mean,
very big ups.
That's some serious strength right there. I hate anybody that runs up on her.
Good luck.
I hate it.
God, could you picture like dating her and then she's like, I want you to meet my dad. And I
Brock
Lesnar isn't nice at all. Like, like when we were saying earlier about there's some people that you look at through rose-colored glasses. So when you hear the stories about John Cena, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, really, John? Because he does the Make-A-Wish. But when I heard, I saw Brock Lesnar in the airport and I walked up to him and asked for an autograph and he looked me in my face and then turned out like, I can see that.
Oh yeah. And you know what's crazy though? I've heard Brock is actually like, he definitely has his moments. Brock comes straight out and be like, I fucking can. But I heard he's actually pretty decent guy in a lot of situations.
He's just not a people person.
Yeah.
Like, I think I don't want to misquote the diagnosis. I think he said he gets nervous around big crowds. So like, as soon as
anxiety.
As soon as he finishes his matches, he's not kidding. He's on that plane going back to Canada.
Yeah.
But to go back to Lay's thing, I just imagine like, you trying to date Brock Lesnar's daughter. He comes up on like an ATV with like 3 killed deer, getting ready to skid him. Yeah, and just like, like got a butcher shop on his property or something like that, man.
Oh, you know that.
Oh gosh.
I mean, like, I honestly can't think of anything more peaceful than like, I made a bunch of millions wrestling. Now I own a bunch of land in Canada and I can just chill in the wilderness and be peaceful. Like, that's got to be a life, man.
Yeah, and you see, what I noticed too, and I'm always looking shit up or whatever, but Sable was one of the hottest women in the industry, years back, and you don't see Sable at all. She came back, and I know they had like their little history with WWE and stuff, and I don't know exactly what happened with her and Vince and everything, but you don't see her at all. And speaking of Sable, like we were talking about last week, we had Sunny, who was a Slammeroonie. We don't have a Slammeroonie. I forgot to save that picture that you had. We had Lay had a really cute a cat and a dog fighting, and that was gonna be the Slammeroonie of the week. I forgot to save it. But like, Sunny, she just wound up in jail. She's all like out of shape and shit now. But her and Sable were like two of the
Hottest.
the hottest chicks, in the
They
back in the day.
really started that lane for women getting attention.
Sexualization.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very much so.
for
But
real.
even as a young girl, I remember I love Sable.
Oh yeah.
I love Sable. I love Jacqueline.
Yep.
Like
She's
when I
another
got a little older, the whole Trish and Lita and China. Oh
Oh
God,
yeah. China was my girl, man.
oh
Yeah, I
my
love
God.
China.
So Sable was, I would say that she is on that Mount Rushmore of divas. Like she started that, like you said,
Yeah.
with the pasties. I remember when she came out, was it that Raw magazine where she had like the string
Yeah, the
thong?
red thong. Yeah. Oh man, yes. Yeah. Or
Yeah,
the black.
and
Yes, yes.
it was
We remember
highly
that. Slim, we remember that shit. That was our
popular.
man. That was our welcome into manhood shit right there. Yeah. All
But
day,
even
man.
the storyline that went along with her with what's his name? Who she
Mark Merrow.
Yeah,
That was her
when she
ex-husband.
that
Uh,
storyline with Mark Merrow, and
Yeah.
he's like, okay,
Arrow.
you're doing too much. I got to cover you up. And
Yeah.
she took that jacket off and was like,
Nope. I'm out.
Mhm.
Let him out. Free the puppies.
so just seeing those storylines, even though they were highly sexualized, and I'm pretty sure they would not fly today. I mean, it still made an impact.
It did.
Yeah.
Definitely did. Definitely
I mean, I
did.
think we're talking about a time when, like, outside of you, like you said, sexualization, nobody really cared about women's
Women,
wrestling.
yeah,
Yeah,
You
they
know,
didn't. That was the bathroom break. Remember, that's what they called it. And
like
remember,
that was honestly, like, if we're talking about then versus now, like, you don't want to miss a women's match now because we
no.
have way better athletes, we have way better storylines, and it's not trying to be funny. Every
Braun,
feud, every feud in the Attitude Era ended in the bra and panties match. Like, let's be real.
Yeah,
Like,
very true.
and like, not for nothing, until it started getting to the hands of like a Jazz, a Lita, a Trish, even shout out to Jacqueline at the time. Jacqueline is a very good example of, you can be, sexy, but Jacqueline was doing like cruiserweight moves and
yeah,
like
Yeah, her
really,
Karana was her finisher.
really, really working out here.
Yeah.
And I think I think one thing would be cool is look at that evolution of, how we have come for the women's side of wrestling.
Oh,
yeah,
I think the most interesting thing I've seen is when, I think back in the early 2000s, when Fit Finley would get in trouble because he was producing and helping the girls' matches, and they were starting to get noticed, and they were telling him, like, Finn, you got to turn it down. The girls can't be getting the same shine as the guys. He's like, okay,
Oh
whatever.
shit.
Like,
I
keep
didn't even know
pushing.
that.
Like, keep pushing. Like, yeah, those early 2000s SmackDown matches, like, Finley was producing and working with those girls, and like, he helped springboard, like, we're more than just,
Just
just,
fast.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're more than just ass. Like,
yeah,
people gotta look at it like, a lot of people don't give a lot of credit to him, but like, those Stacy Keeblers, those Tori Wilsons, those Ivories,
Yeah.
those all those girls working extremely, extremely hard back in the day. A young Mickey James that was hungry, working against Trish Stratus and Lita. Even Tori back in the day,
Yeah,
even
you
though she
can't
was,
find her anymore either. Another one disappeared.
but when you look at how far they've come, especially when you go back all the way to,
Fabulous Moolah
That was
and
Moolah.
Moolah, even with all her controversy, and
Yeah, she had a lot of controversy. Yeah.
Mae
I do
Young.
want to go to her house in Columbia though. I do want to go and see it
Yeah.
just because, but yeah, well, they said that she used to allegedly prostitute the other female wrestlers out
Yeah.
of that home. So
there was a lot of shit she was doing. I think with the money that the talent was getting, she would take their
yes,
money and
feeding them.
it was really interesting. And I mean, unfortunately, man, I've had this topic. This has been kind of a hot topic on the show through all of my shows recently. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but the past successors and their history and their stains that they're leaving on everything that everybody's kind of finding out from Diddy and all them now. And I mean, I said, let me see if it just the end of the wrestling show, right? But let me just see. I said on the show that Diddy was a legend in hip hop. Is that a crazy fucking thought, or is that wrong?
No.
I mean, it's not, I don't think it's a crazy thought. I mean, he solidified himself in the hip hop game. Like, everybody knows who Bad Boy Records is.
Yeah.
Like, everybody knows who Diddy is. Everybody knows who Biggie is. You know, even though it was short-lived, even though some of the stuff was short-lived, people remember Danny Kane. People remember Day 26. Now, I mean, he got what he got from them, and that was it. Now, my personal thing, do I think Sean Combs did all things he's accused of? That's not for me to say.
Yeah.
But not trying to be funny, one person said it, it's a rumor. Two people say it is a coincidence.
Yeah.
3 people say it might be true.
Yeah.
But and I tell people,
definitely think. No, my bad, bro. I'm just saying, like, I definitely do think that that it's some truth to it. But at the end of the day, I mean, I even went back and I had to like look up and just re-verify myself. Like, is this guy like, I think it's because you hear about somebody doing horrible shit and you force yourself to have to kind of face yourself a little bit. Like, why do I like this person if he's done so much bad things? And it's because you don't know his you still don't know it. You know the accusations, and like you said, Slim, it's just looking a lot more likely to be possibly true. But you can't fucking try to change your character and your understanding and your reasoning. Now you can choose to say, well, because I have this knowledge now, I don't want to keep investing myself in in that environment or whatever. But at the same time, you can't lie to yourself and say, well, that doesn't dismiss the fact that this motherfucking $100 million, 100 platinum albums or whatever under his, control, whatever you want to call it. Like,
Brian, so bring it back to wrestling. Then my question to you is, Vince McMahon has had all type of allegations. And we're not, and outside of the things with the women, like the whole allegation that he paid off those guys, the police force, Jimmy Snooker, like the stuff with Owen Hart, like Vince McMahon has a lot of asterisks. So if you take that route, do you throw the baby out with the bathwater? Do you say, okay, I love wrestling, I grew up on wrestling, like it's a part of me, but like with cancel culture today, when someone does something, they don't want to separate the genius from the madness, so they throw it both out. So with WWE, things that went on in the background, because let's be honest, the 80s and the 90s, wrestling, especially in the 80s, was the Wild Wild West. It was drugs, it was sexual allegations, rape, all kind of things took place backstage. Do you throw the whole wrestling entertainment entity out with the bathwater? Like, where does that cancel culture stop? Because if we just want to McMahon, period, do we just turn WWE off completely?
I think you just made like one of the strongest arguments to somebody who would be able to sit in a seat as a wrestling fan or whether a music fan or whatever, and kind of have to face facts of exactly what you just said, because even that was a great analogy. And I mean, it made perfect sense. Are you going to throw out WWE and never say, oh, WWE is not a huge corporation because Vince McMahon's an asshole or a piece of shit that we found out, in the back or whatever? You're absolutely right, man. I mean, that's why you do have to kind of like I said, like I can understand you saying, "Hey, I just learned all this stuff about Diddy. I'm no longer supporting his music," but I'm not gonna be like, "Well, he's not a legend anymore because of his." He's still a legend. Unfortunately, he's a legend that's done a lot of shit. And for a stronger point of your point, we're realizing this about so many different influencing figures of the past, because like you said, it was the wild, it was a lot wilder back then, man. And people had a lot more freedom and luxuries to do a lot more shit. It wasn't as fucking monetized or surveillanced as it is now. And you were able to get away with it. And people were saying, hey, ain't nobody gonna know about this. And they didn't know fucking, 20 more years later, we're gonna have cameras up our ass and all the information in the world. Like nobody knew that. And so,
because for instance, my grandfather, he used to go and watch wrestling, and he told a story about he used to swear up and down he didn't like Ric Flair because he said Ric Flair said as long as he holds the belt, a black man will never take the title from him. And my granddaddy had a serious beef with Ric Flair, and just going back and hearing some of the other wrestlers that we cheered for instance, and was like, oh, okay. Knowing that if they saw us on the street because we're black, they wouldn't have signed an autograph or anything. So
that was a lot of them.
Yeah.
There was a lot of them. Yeah.
But I mean, you still have to look at the evolution, because Ric Flair went from that to being on the song with Offset. So there's growth with everyone. But then it's still that line of, is it really growth or is it work?
Yeah, true. Lay, I gotta give you big props on here. You over here you over there holding it down for the crew today. I'm definitely enjoyed this conversation. Did you guys enjoy this free talk session? I really enjoyed this. This is a lot of fun. Kind of backpedal and just there was no kind of real structure. We just kind of really just vibed out on this one. And hey, crew, thank you guys for watching as well. People have been watching us all night. They really enjoying the conversation as well. So I do have some news while we still got a little bit people watching. We actually are going to also be spreading out news for you guys too. We're going to be doing audio as well. So for the first time in the Beeline Entertainment history, we're moving from just the web show and the visual and everything like that, the live. We'll still be having that, but we are going to be on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Is going to be a lot of different platforms. So stay tuned for that coming this year. A lot of great things we got going, man. I'm really excited. And we had our first kind of troll in here tonight. And I mean, I'm excited about it. Shit. I ain't gonna lie, I've had people talk shit before, but it's just come in just to be a troll. Yeah. It's just crazy, man. I'm really excited about the elevation and having you guys on as well. I say at almost every show. I'm just very grateful and appreciative of the bond and shit we're building, man. It's gonna be a big deal. And we'll see what happens on these next weeks coming up. Like I said, man, you pretty much going to be seeing us every single week. We want to give you guys content, and please do us a favor and send us information. We do have me and Lay were over there trying to work our hearts out over here, trying to get these pages put up. We did get the Facebook page put up, but Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, y'all just tripping, man. We can't get nothing done easy around here.
No.
But we're still working on it, man. They kicked me out. They're like, "Oh, you're making too many pages. Get the hell out of here." I'm like, all right, whatever. I got to go back and try it tomorrow. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of ways you guys can connect with us. You guys can send us stuff, and also, like I said, definitely gonna be hitting up to see if we can get some of these classic wrestlers, like Jacqueline. She's one that I actually saw was doing an interview recently, and I would love to be able to talk with her and see if we can get her on to talk with the crew. We're definitely gonna have a lot of surprises for you guys coming forward with this new year coming in. Big things from STR. But guys, anything in closing? It's been a long night, man. We've been vibing.
It was, but it was good. I just enjoyed it like always.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can't wait for next Wednesday.
Yes, I'm loving it. I'm having a lot of fun. But how about you, Slim?
No, I feel, man. It's always a blessing. I can't thank you enough for allowing me to come on this adventure with you guys.
Sure.
It's been only about 2 months now.
Yeah.
We're rocking each other, and it was just like you put that random post up in the Facebook group we're in, and I just took a chance, and I'm happy. We got Lay, we got Ray. I think I think we're four great minds who love this business, and I feel like maybe one day that can be us, like Logan Paul, having like the big studio sessions with people and everything.
For sure.
But shout out to everybody. We're getting closer and closer to Christmas. I don't know about y'all, but I got to finish my list this weekend because my little brother wants everything.
There you go.
And my mama too. And shoot, I was just looking online today. I got a lot of wrestling events coming towards my way. I got Raw and Raleigh in February, SmackDown in March in Charlotte. You got AEW Revolution.
State, so I can go.
Yeah, wait a minute, because Lay, you're from North Carolina too, right?
South Carolina.
South Carolina, and Slim, you're from.
I'm originally from New Jersey, but I'm currently staying in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Wait a minute.
That's not too far from me.
What part of Jersey you from?
Trenton.
Get the fuck out of here! Oh shit! Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm from Elizabeth. I mean, we definitely opposite sides, or whatever. But yeah, I didn't know you was from Trenton.
Yeah, as long as you're not from Camden or Newark, we good, bro.
Listen, Elizabeth and Newark is the same shit, so I don't know. It's literally the same shit. Fucking brother and sister, basically. But I mean, I was wild, but yeah, I'm grown now. But yeah, I didn't know you came from Jersey. Yeah, Camden's a whole nother fucking thing. Yeah, but you guys are also you guys are close by. I didn't realize you guys were that close. It would be kind of easy for us to kind of meet up and hit a wrestling event. I'd have to travel a little bit, but not much, like 6 hours. So yeah, we got a link, bro. We got
You're always welcome at Casa Slim the Crash, man.
Let's go, man. I love hearing that. Yeah, because I'll sleep on the couch in a heartbeat. I don't give a fuck. My whole family too. Dog, everybody. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. Hey, Beeline, listen, I love you guys. Thank you guys for holding on and watching all night. I hope you guys really enjoyed this, this free talk, man. I call these free talk segments where we just come on here and just kind of voice our opinions on what's going on, like talk about fantasy book, whatever. I love the Beyond the Canvas conversation. I think that's a great topic, man. Damn, people rocking with us right now. We fucking still people, y'all really engaged. Like I feel like I don't want to stop all of a sudden. Numbers is going up. But listen, we gotta close it down. Everybody got work and shit tomorrow. But we're gonna be back next week. Next week, hopefully, we're gonna be driving closer. We'll talk about NXT. What is it? What's the NXT going on this weekend?
NXT Stand and Deliver. Got the men's and women's Iron Survivor Challenge. It's kind of like a reverse of the Iron Man match. It's basically like whoever has the most pinfalls at the end of a 25-minute limit. We also got Ilya Dragunov versus Baron Corbin for the NXT Championship.
Get that shit to Baron. Get that shit to Baron, yo. Baron need the title, bro.
And Dragon Lee versus Dom for the NXT North American Championship. But my watch out match is, if you're going to watch it, watch the pre-show, the kickoff. Nathan Frazier versus Axiom is a show stealer candidate of a match.
Okay.
Two young guys who have a good rivalry, very high flying. If you don't know who Nathan Frazier is the protege of Seth Rollins from his wrestling school. So he's been doing really, really good. And Axiom is a Spaniard, so he's one of the first ever WWE superstars from Spain that they signed. So Stand Deliver should be really, really good. We'll know who the new challengers for the NXT men's and women's titles are coming out of this. And we might get an insight of, if Carmelo Hayes is going to turn heel on Trick Williams. They've been teasing it a little bit, but we'll see. And shout out to Brian Pillman Jr., aka Lexus King. He's going to get his big moment with Carmelo Hayes this weekend. So it's going to be really good.
Nice. Well, I'm definitely glad you got some insight on that. I still haven't caught up on NXT all the way, and definitely haven't caught on AEW because we on right now. I know Slim, you be watching it while we be on and stuff. But yeah, appreciate you for having all the knowledge, bro. And guys, until next time, we're gonna definitely say stay true, stay positive, pay attention, and watch this wrestling with us. We're gonna be talking shit about it. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys for staying through all night, and we'll be back next week, man. Holla at y'all. You'll have a great night, guys. STR, baby. Killing it.